What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Art Adventures. Today we're going to continue with our Dr. Seuss themed week, our little mini series for Dr. Seuss week. And man, one of my favorite movies that I've watched recently is the Lorax. And one of the reasons why is because it just has such awesome scenery. And the scenery really just gets the visuals of the whole, I guess, Dr. Seuss themed books, like just down packed. It's one of the best visual movies that I've watched as far as Dr. Seuss goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a Lorax themed landscape for you guys. None of these lines have to be perfect. So if you don't know how to draw a perfect line, this is the perfect assignment for you, okay? So we're drawing these kind of squiggly cricket lines, and I just kind of want it to go almost in a V shape. Just don't let them touch, and I'll get to that in a second, and then we'll continue on. So basically what we're doing is we're gonna go ahead and draw ourselves a landscape, okay, like this. You got a little squiggly line like that. Follow that through, don't go through that tree trunk or this tree trunk, and we're gonna go all the way around like this. Okay, so we have a hill, and we have two tree trunks. Next thing we're gonna do is we are going to draw another hill, but this hill is gonna kind of come out from the side here, and it's going to come here. We'll stop it around there, and we can draw ourselves like a little tiny little tree there. That one's not gonna be big at all. Okay, these trees can, in a sense, go wherever you want them to go. They just have to be kind of sporadic. And this one's a big V with a higher tree on the left. So this one's gonna be another V, but a higher tree on the right, just to give it some irregularity in the actual landscape itself. Draw that hill that goes down that way. And then we can draw another hill that kind of goes this way, and that one really is just more like a regular flat style hill. And now our very last tree, this one's kind of tricky but kind of fun, so I'm gonna bring it through here. It's gonna be like almost like a coconut tree, like kind of bend in S shape. Okay, so this one's gonna come here and go around like that. And this would be a great assignment for a pencil, so you can erase if you need to erase. But to speed up the video process, I'm doing it with my Sharpies. Another thing is this part here would be great for pencil in order to get the actual shapes down packed. Okay, I'm just literally doing some scribbles and then some almost hook shapes. And that is going to allow you to make those trees, I forget what they're called, they have a weird name, but they're what they make needs with, okay? And it's basically gonna look kind of like a palm tree, and each one of them is going to kind of have its own little thing here. Okay, and then we're gonna finish these off, but since they're getting a little further back, we gotta make them a little bit smaller. All right, so now that we got our basic foundational structure going, now we're gonna give it a little bit more detail to make it look like more of a full-blown landscape. First things first, we have to give the trees their distinct bark look, and they're kind of striped like this. Alrighty, so now we have the trees kind of done there. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the actual landscape done. And I'm just doing kind of like same squigglies that I did here, kind of all around on the bottom of the trees to make it look like they're planted in the ground. All right, and so now that I'm done with the actual grass, the trees, the bark, so on and so forth, now we're just gonna make it a complete picture, and it will take absolutely forever if we colored this entire picture in. So you already know, I'm gonna go ahead and do my famous background. All right, so there you have it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get these trees colored, the background, the sky, which will just be the rectangle. I'll leave the rest white, and then the grass as well. I'm gonna do a little bit different of a style, kind of show you guys what you can do with crayons, and it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So the bark is, they're kind of more realistic looking in the movie, the colors at least. But in the books, they're kind of like this dimmed out, kind of desaturated yellow color, even though they have some saturation to it. That's just kind of the color scheme that most of those books are in. It's like this desaturated palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this kind of light green / yellow color because it's not super vibrant yellow. It is kind of on the dimmer side, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then I'll add some deeper yellows for some shadows, and then I'll go ahead and I'll do a pastel style tree toppings. And I'm gonna be blending colors and everything with these crayons based off of how hard I'm pressing. I'm pressing pretty hard on this, on the bark, just because I want that color to be there. Because it is traditionally a pretty dimmed out color. But once I get to the trees and to the grass, I'm gonna be pressing very lightly, so it kind of, I can actually blend in some of these colors by layering them and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this, and I'll explain how I did it when I see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, well, there you have it. There are your Lorax trees. There's your Dr. Seuss landscape from the Lorax, and those awesome trees that they make the finids from. Use the class set from the Crayola set 64 crayons. So I got a lot of different colors, but I only used 2 colors pretty much on everything, and it just kind of gave it a little bit of shading. So just to give you the process, you're basically going extremely soft with a lighter color, and then you go with a medium color and go soft, a little bit harder, and then the darker color even harder, even though it's still soft, so you can still see a little bit of lines. And a way to get away from those lines is to kind of do circular motions, and it won't be as rigid lines as you can kind of see in certain areas, you know. So, but yeah, anyways, guys, that was awesome. I love doing the softer crayons and doing the blending. So that's fun. It's enjoyable. You get a whole nother feel for it, and it's not just the super opaque colors that you would put down if we colored it extremely hard, or if you used markers. So there are some different techniques you can use with these crayons. So explore, have fun, enjoy yourself, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.